Hi, friends. Hi,
Hey,
Rick. Hi,
how
Zach.
you doing?
How you both doing? How you both doing?
I'm blessed. What's up? How can I help you out?
Okay, so I think I have a possible deal. I just sent you an email on your support flip with Rick. You know how
Okay.
you were saying, I don't know if it was Zach or Rick, but one of you were saying, oh, if you need help, getting them done on price. So basically the house is 100. Called the lady and I asked her, I took Zach's script and I kind of tried to build rapport. I'm not good at that yet, so I built just a little rapport. So we got to the cash offer kind of quick. So I thought, I'm probably screwed here. She's not gonna go below 100 that much. But all on her own, she went down to 80 from 100 because it's been listed for a good while. It's been more than a year. So from 100, she went down to 80. And I asked her, would you consider 70? Because, both of you say, hey, try to get at least 70%. So, and because I hadn't built that much rapport, I was like, I'm not going to do 60 here. I'm going to try to do 70. So she said she could probably do 78. And because I'm inexperienced still and I don't have that much confidence, I didn't know what to say to go down.
Well, first of all, which market are we talking about here?
So I sent the email. I was wondering if you could just pull it up, but it's it's in.
You can just give me a state. Like you don't have to get specific.
It's in Memphis, Tennessee, I think.
Okay.
So let me just give you a couple tips. First of all, number one, stop doubting yourself. You're fine. You're carrying a conversation on. Like you're eating your own. You're talking yourself out of it. So rapport is about having a conversation. Okay. So you have conversations with friends and family all the time?
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. You're overthinking it. If you have a good conversation, it's easy to ask people stuff. When you don't have a good conversation.
So this is a FISBO.
Yes. I've been.
Okay. So what price is she at? Let's just get real.
You said 78, right?
78, right?
She said she'd consider 78.
All right. Here's the problem, Esmeralda. Do you know I have a rule of Zillow for sale by owners, right?
You said say that again. Sorry.
You know I have a rule of Zillow for sale by owners, right?
I believe one of them is
Wholesaling.com.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
The MAO has to be 70% of the listing price for a Zillow for sale by owner.
Okay.
I'm not going to give the listing price out because people can reverse engineer that. Yeah. But is that 78 below or above that MAO?
It's above.
If it's above the MAO, it's not a deal.
Right.
But listen, you just got to expand your conversation with them, because here's what happens. You're overthinking this.
Yeah.
When you have good conversation with people, they let their guard down. They relax. They're like, oh, she's good. Super. Everyone's nice to me. But when the person, or like if I call you and go, hey, what's the best price you do on that house? I pay you all cash and close quick. You're a robot. Yeah. So if you just take the time and just try to connect with them, most people want to talk more than anything. You can't be the buyer that calls and just a mechanical. Go hire a VA to do that. You'll do better. Strike up a conversation, be genuine about it. And then at the end, when you make your offer, you want to go for the no, because you can't keep backing down the price from the top. You can always go up. You can't go down. It's like there's no logical argument for it. So here's the best part is when you're going to make an offer, you're going to have to start forcing yourself. Here's a little trick I learned. Whatever offer I was going to make, I minused off 20 grand. Why? Because why are you so scared to offer a lower number?
In that particular case, because we went so quickly to the cash offer, I guess I'm just
slow her down and just get back. Conversations are the easiest part of this. In fact, I used to be guilty of spending way too much time on the conversation piece, because you lose credibility if you go too long. You have an hour-long conversation with you, they're going to forget about the property and it won't work. So if you get a 5-minute conversation on a FISBO and get them past, like when they call you, because when you call you, they are an order taker. What's your offer? How quickly can you close? Who are you? So once you get a conversation, you get to it, you're going to make an offer, you should feel in the pit of your stomach, you should feel uncomfortable. And when you're there, you know you're at the right price, and then take 20 grand off of it. She's going to reject it, okay? Accept that. But when they reject it, now you start the negotiation. Most wholesalers try to get a yes on their first offer. That's not wholesaling. That's called MLS, and that requires a real estate agent. Yeah. So remember, when you get your first offer rejected, you're expecting it to be rejected, because when they reject it, they come back and they go, I could never go below $68,000, and you just cut off all that. So now you're at 78 and you're stuck because you gave her an offer and like you can't go below that offer anymore. And you have no idea. Remember, you just did a quick comp, you figured it out, and that's it. So when the going for no, it saves you a lot of time as a wholesaler. So you don't have to waste time.
Go for no.
You are going to get rejected on the first offer. You want to be, because you want to find out where the difference is. The worst thing in the world, and he's witnessed this. This is embarrassing. I made an offer once late on a deal. When I was training him, we spit out a number, and the guy just reached out and shook our hand. And I went back to the home. I go, I did you a disservice because I don't go on all the appointments. I have other people do it for me. I left 35 grand on the table.
Yeah.
And so like the worst thing you do is say you offered her 70, and she goes, hell yeah. You're gonna go, oh crap, I offered too much. Maybe the house has massive repairs. I'm like, just go for the no on the first one. It's just easier because they're going to reject it, and then it's up to them to counter it, and then that's when the negotiation starts. End of story.
Have you physically talked to this person on the phone?
Yes.
Why didn't you get a legit offer done on that first phone call?
Oh, by legit, you mean like why didn't I ask for 60 instead of 70? The main reason was because I knew I didn't build enough rapport, and I felt like she was gonna, and she was also kind of robotic as well. She was giving me.
How about this?
Answers.
How about we change the way you just said that? Explain to me, what was your limiting belief on why you didn't offer her $60,000 for the house?
Oh man, I totally thought she was gonna just completely say no.
Esmeralda, it's the language you're saying. What you really should say is my limiting belief was I believed that the seller was going to say no to my lowball offer. Yeah. And that's why you didn't do it. And you better understand that. Actually, you know what? Prove me wrong. Can you read people's minds?
No, I can't.
No, can you read people's minds?
I try to read my wife's mind, and it doesn't work out well.
So here's the thing. If you can't read somebody's mind, you trying to think what they're thinking is completely off.
You have no idea.
You're throwing yourself off by doing that.
And you're setting parameters that you have no idea there's any truth. Listen, wholesaling is about finding opportunity and create win-win situations. But the key word is you have to find the opportunity. You can't assume the opportunity.
Yeah.
So the go for no, a lot of people are like, oh, that's so ridiculous. I go, I'm just telling you, I've done this over 20 years. I'm telling you, it will save you a ton of hassle. You've got to build some rapport with the conversation and just make an offer. And I teach you techniques. You're going to feel wildly uncomfortable. You're going to have a pit in your stomach. So when you do it, so if you can't do that, then teach the rule I taught you, whatever. So if you were going to offer 75, minus off 20, it's a math equation. I can only offer you 55 because that's what Rick and Zach like put in my mind. Remember, if they take that offer, you're good with that. You'll be a happy person. And if the offer gets rejected, now you have a counter. But I find that counter offers pulls out their subconscious response. Oh, I could never take anything that low. Me and my husband discussed it. We can't go below like 70 grand or whatever it is. Then I go, okay, that's the most I'm ever going to pay. Let me flirt with that a little bit and see if I can get it down from there. So when you guys, like when you make that high offer, and then remember, they're going to counter you too. So if you don't start down here, you're going to wind up here.
Exactly. Just you're overthinking it. Low ball, you don't, they're going to do it. Just go for the no and go from there.
Okay. So let me just repeat what you just said, just so that I remember. What you're saying is, I go for the no, go for the no, go for the no, and I have no clue what's in their mind. I'm not a mind reader like Zach was saying.
Unless you are, then
I'm not. I'm really not. And it sounds like what you're saying is I'm talking to these sellers as if I do know what they're talking about or what they're thinking, and the truth is I don't, and I shouldn't be making these assumptions.
It's very arrogant.
Yeah, and there's thousands of people that are doing the same thing that are watching this video. So actually, I'm glad you brought this point out. Remember, you get the intelligence by getting the counter. You get a reaction.
Esmeralda, what's your least favorite food?
My least favorite food. I don't know. Onions.
Onions?
Yeah.
Like, is there like a meal that like your least favorite?
Oh,
French onion soup.
Yeah, meal.
I don't know. Chicken soup. I don't like chicken soup.
Okay. So if I went and like we're hanging out and I bring you chicken soup because I think you like chicken soup.
She looks like a chicken. She looks like a chicken soup.
Yeah,
girl.
she looks like a chicken soup type person.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I don't like chicken soup. You're screwed, right? If you're assuming what other people likes or dislikes are going to be, it's a dangerous game to play because people have preferences for everything.
Surprise me, right?
Yeah. See what happens. So you don't know. So if I'm going to ask you what you want to have for lunch or something, I'm going to ask you, will you take 50 for this? Will you take 60? Be assuming, right? Like it's the first three letters of assume, right? Like you can't do that. So go out here, be below your MAO and lowball. That's the truth.
And this skill will progress you like 10 times. I'm just telling you, you've learned a lesson today.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can still try to recover on this one, but now you know going forward how to play the game. Most people don't understand how to play the game. They just don't be an order taker, an offer giver. Find the solution. How do you find it? You have to ask very direct questions, and then you put it in there and you know how the game's played with it.
Exactly.
All right, I have one last thing. When
Sure.
I've been calling FISBOs, I was wondering if you can tell me how to deal with this objection. Sometimes they'll say something like, and I think I saw Zach, he had a, maybe I'll just tell you what I saw and you can tell me whether I got it right. But there was someone saying like, no, I don't want you to wholesale this. If you're thinking about wholesaling this is not something. So I get people on FISBOs saying
That's
something.
just a red flag. I can double close it.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
If the numbers are there,
Yeah, if the numbers work,
you just use a different tool in your belt.
that's it.
Okay, so let's just pretend that seller said, you know what, I get a bunch of people calling me, really lowballing me, and if you want to wholesale this is not what this is. What would
What's a low ball offer to you, Mr. Seller?
Yeah.
It's a low ball offer to you, Mr.
Because I bet there's people calling you if it's listed for 200, trying to buy it for 40,000. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
You go from there.
And sometimes I go, what's wholesaling? I'm like, am I buying a product off a truck, or like
So-
wholesaling is a very wide open definition.
You're overthinking this. Remember this. You're
Yeah.
overthinking it.
Okay.
Calmly answer it.
Okay. All right. Okay. One last question, then I'm gonna let you go to the next person. Well, I guess it's not really relevant anymore. But okay. I think that's it for now. Thank
All right.
you. Appreciate you both.
Okay,
Okay.
you got it.